Okay.
And so, as you were saying, Brother Andre, we often judge a book by its cover. We always go superficial.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. All right. So where were we?
Yeah, we were talking about we always judging people by the cover,
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
external, instead
Yeah.
of understanding the
That's what we
context.
say. Yeah. But we
Yeah.
do it all the time, right? We say don't judge a book by its cover. We never take the time to read the book, right?
Mhm.
We assume we know exactly who this person is. We figure that this guy is in prison, so therefore he deserves to be there. We see how he's dressed, and in prison, and we say, okay, we label him prisoner if
Mhm.
that's all he is,
Mhm.
or the word I hate the most is offender. I
Mhm.
mean, like who hasn't offended, right?
Right.
Yeah, but we label them as offenders just to set them apart as if that's all they are. But we are more than all of that, you
Mhm.
know. We don't see the human being.
Mhm.
We don't see the person and see him as he truly is, the
Yeah.
good, the bad, and the ugly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we're all of that. We're all a mix. We're all a bag,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so we got to learn how to stop doing that.
Mhm.
Just
And
because a
we
person dresses
start.
a certain way doesn't mean that my son, for example, he wore do rag, he wore chains, he wore
Mhm.
his pants hanging down. People assumed that he was affiliated with a gang or something like
Mhm.
that, right? He
Mhm.
wasn't. He
Mhm.
just liked the style.
Yeah.
He
Uh-huh.
loved hip hop, but they
Yeah.
assumed without really finding out who he was, you
Mhm.
know, and so forth. So that's
Yeah.
that's what we do all the time. Yeah.
That's been my experience a lot, and I love it in many regards. It's like when I talk to people, and after a while, I'll reveal to people, I did 12 years in prison. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Really? I wouldn't imagine. You're a
Yeah.
doctor
Yeah.
of education. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
For that, I got this pass, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I rep for
Yeah.
all of us who've been there, who are trying to do
Yeah.
something different. You
Yeah.
know, give a brother, give a sister a chance.
Give them a
That's right.
chance.
Don't
Yeah.
keep us painted in the corner somewhere. Don't keep us on the bottom rung somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do with human insecurity. You
That's
know,
it. And we have to label people. We have to label things.
well,
But but it's only a label.
yeah,
You know, we're much more than all
yeah.
that kind of than
And we're
label.
smart enough to go beyond that too, as a
Mm.
species, as human beings. We're smart enough to think beyond the label or the words that we use. But I think as a race, a human race, we've become lazy. you know.
Yes.
So we see the label in front of us, and that's where we stop. We don't
And
want
we
to.
stop right there. Yeah, because
We
it's
don't
easy,
want.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of going the road less traveled,
That's right.
you know.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Explore, getting to
Yeah.
know who's in front of us, what's in front of us, you
Yeah.
know. But if I could go back too, man, because as we're talking about these virtues, one thing that we touched on was the importance of starting with self, understanding
Mhm.
my
That's
potential,
right.
understanding what I want out of this experience,
Hmm.
you know. And so, if I could direct this to Travis, um,
Hmm.
at what point did you realize that I'm on the right track? I believe I'm on the right path. And once you realize that you're on the right path, what did you decide to do with that, whatever that was?
Okay. I believe in prison. I, I was looking for hope, and I found the tools. But I would say, man, probably uh, a little over 4 years ago
Mm-hmm.
is when I really understood that it was really about changing myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really, of course, through the time that, I worked on myself, I always have, but my focus probably a little over 4 years has really been about changing myself.
Mm-hmm.
And, I seen this quote. It says, yesterday I was clever. I wanted to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And it stuck with me during that time because even when I got out, I got I veered off on that path a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes we like a child. They tell us don't touch that stove, and we still touch it, and
Yep.
that's what I
Oh, sir.
did.
Yes, sir.
But one thing about it, I quickly realized that it was a mistake. And I called Andre, and he was there to help and assist me. And I got a loving, caring wife that was there to support me. And what I did was, man, I made a decision that I would change my life forever, man. It's just like what y'all was talking about as a basketball player. You got all the talent that you need, and I had to realize within myself that it was there. And what I had to do, I had to use it and make all of it come true.
Yeah.
And so far, man, that's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And even through that course, when I lost my son in 2020, it was a big blow, because at one time we was in the process of him coming down here. He stayed in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, I questioned a lot of things. But like I said, through the support of friends and just thinking, and one of the images that come to mind is I remember that day when Andre came back because we watched to see how we watched to see how he would react. And
Mm-hmm.
the story he told us about the cornbread, the biscuit. But through that, man, just getting up every day, man, being motivated, man, and just my whole goal now is to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
That leave a legacy, man.
Yeah.
It's not about the money, but of
Yeah.
course, money helps you free your time. It's about
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Mm-hmm.
So today, man, my focus on leaving a legacy, man, that I will be remembered,
Mm-hmm.
about, the things that I've done,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, about the changes in my life.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And those changes are powerful, especially when we can highlight them and share them with other people. And again, to give other people a sense of hope, you
that's
know.
right.
And we've said this multiple times in this brief time that we've been together, hope. And so it makes me even think, and let's get back to the biscuit too, but
Mm.
uh, hope, I'm thinking about just hope because it's a real powerful word and we use it loosely a lot of times, like, I hope you're feeling better. I
Yeah.
hope you get what you want,
Mhm.
and on and on. But I really think that hope is a verb, it's an action word,
Mhm.
and hope requires work,
Yeah,
Thank you.
it
Yes.
requires
Yes.
faith, it
Mhm.
requires foresight, you
Yeah.
know. I see something that ain't there yet, but it's
Right.
gonna be there because I'm working on it. I got hope
That's
that it's
right.
gonna manifest and I'm
That's
working
right.
on it. If I don't have any hope, I ain't working towards nothing.
That's it.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say F it and throw my hands up and let it be what it be.
That's right. That's
And
right. Yeah.
that's what comes to my mind when I hear hope, because that's the same thing that I was striving for, and I continue to try to keep that alive. I think, like Jesse Jackson used to say back in the day,
Mhm.
hope alive.
Yeah. Keep hope alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
hope
real,
alive.
man, keep it alive.
We
Yeah.
have to. Yeah. And you're absolutely right about hope and faith. It requires work. I'm always t- using an example of in my teachings about you got a headache, right?
Mm,
And so that 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 uh, aspirin will take the headache away.
mhm.
Uh, you can't just have hope that the aspirin is going to take the headache away. You just can't have faith that it's going to take away. You actually got to do something, right? You got to
Take it.
open up the bottle and you got to take the aspirin. You just can't have hope that it's going to happen.
That's right.
My mom used to always say that God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah.
That makes perfect
Yeah,
sense to me. I don't know if it's in the Bible. I've heard that it's not in the Bible. I don't know.
Mhm.
But it makes perfect sense to me. Yeah. There's work that we have to do. You want to
Yes.
become a better human being?
Yeah.
There's work that we have to do.
Yeah.
And from my perspective and what I was taught, I share that with others from the Buddha.
Hmm.
How do we do the work? First of all, you say love and forgive.
Hmm.
your enemies. Well, okay, that sounds nice, but how do I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Take real work, man.
yeah. And then he provides the method, the path
Mm.
as to how to do that, and then you just do the practice.
Mm.
Again, you want to become a better human being, you got to practice, practice, practice. You just do the practice, and that's how it works.
Right on. Right on.
Should we talk about that biscuit?
Yeah, because I don't want to get too far from that. Let's talk
Yeah,
about that biscuit.
I'm surprised that he still remembers that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the I grew up in the '50s, right? And in the '50s, we didn't have air conditioning or anything like that. At least our family did. And I imagine air conditioning was invented, but we didn't have that. I grew up in an area. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Raleigh, but I grew up in an area called Washington Terrace,
Heard of
around St. Augustine College,
it.
and that's where Black folk lived. You
Mm.
know, in that area. They lived in other parts of Raleigh, but for us, that was where we lived, and it wasn't. Everybody was in this. It was in the same situation, right? There were people who had money. There were people who were lawyers, who were teachers, who were radio and TV hosts, and then there were those people who were janitors and who everybody and the community took care of one another. So we'd
Mhm.
go to bed at night, because no air conditioning, and we'd have the doors wide open, the
Mhm.
windows right up, front door, back door, so you can get this cross breeze. So you can, North Carolina summers can be hot, really, really
Yes,
hot.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so, but no one worried about anybody ever coming in, stealing or killing and stuff like that. And uh, I remember uh, was reading in the paper. Now I can't remember whether it was read to me by my parents or my mom or whether I read it. But the first time I ever heard uh, about a murder at,
Hmm.
at that time was uh, uh, this family. They were sitting at the table. There were they were eating their food. There was one biscuit left, uh, and both kids wanted the biscuit, and they were at opposite ends of the table. They both wanted the biscuit, and and it's like this one kid wanted the biscuit so bad that he actually killed his brother. He stabbed his brother over a damn biscuit.
This is a
You
real
know,
story.
this is a real story.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing this
You
story.
remember that? Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it was like it just really hit me. It was something as trivial as a biscuit. We're willing to take someone's life.
Mhm.
We're willing to alter the course of our entire life,
Mhm.
you know, over one biscuit.
Yeah.
This is how it all. This is how it is in everything. We get so angry, we get so upset over these things, and they really are just as trivial as that biscuit.
Yes, sir.
My son spilling, bumping to the guy in the, and causing the guy to spill the beer was trivial. It wasn't anything.
Yes,
An
sir.
apology should have been enough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Mhm.
Right. But what we do is that we have this idea. No, that's my biscuit. How dare you try to take my biscuit? Right. And then we exaggerate this biscuit. This biscuit becomes something that is
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta have this biscuit, right? And then you're willing to kill over it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah, it's so silly.
it is. It is. And what I'm thinking about as you share that story and as you show like across many different situations, we
Mm.
allow our anger to come in. We
Yes,
allow whatever other emotional states to supersede our logic.
that's it.
And when that happens, yeah,
Yeah.
as Chinua Achebe would say in one of his books,
Mm.
things fall apart.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Our emotions supersede our intellect. There's this approach I used to use. I guess I still use it, but I used to talk about it called I over E, almost in a
Hmm.
fraction type mathematical equation.
Right.
Intelligence over emotion. You
Mm.
if I don't mind, it don't matter type thing.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I think is most important for those of us, not just those of us who've been to prison, in prison, getting out of prison, but even for the layperson. And I think you said it, but you didn't use these words. And that is, developing this sense of emotional intelligence,
Hmm.
being able to be aware of my emotional state, understanding what things will
Yes.
trigger my emotional state, and finding better ways of handling myself when I think I'm going to lose control, or I think that I'm being a little more upset than normal. But also
Hmm.
part of that is being able to recognize when other people are emotionally off for the
Absolutely.
and being able to handle them compassionately so as not
That's
to
right.
cause things to get worse.
Being consciously aware, right?
Yeah.
So we have
And
to be
that speaks
consciously
to
aware of our own
relationships.
emotions. Yeah. This is what meditation is about. I think
Mhm.
Travis could attest to this. This is what meditation is not about feeling some blissful state
Yeah.
or anything like that. Meditation is about working on the mind.
Mm.
First, we want to be
Yeah.
able to calm our mind.
Mm.
You know, so we do some breathing practices and stuff like that just to calm our mind. We do
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
things that I always teach is single point concentration. It's called, where you just focus on one point. Quite typically, it's the breath because that's most accessible to us. It could be any point of focus, and we stick with that. That calms the mind. But at some point, then we got to begin to look at the mind.
Yeah.
First, you don't want to get it. You want to stay focused on one thought,
Mhm.
or not on one thought. I'm sorry, on one point,
Yeah.
just one point. And then once you've done that, now and you just let all the thoughts go.
Mm.
Uh, but now you want to begin to examine those thoughts. You want to look at those thoughts that are beneficial and those that are detriment to you. Things
Mhm.
that aren't beneficial, things that don't help you.
Mhm.
Those thoughts that are beneficial, these are the ones we want to keep. We
Mhm.
want to enhance those and grow those.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't beneficial, we want to let those go. But we got to know what they are,
Yeah.
and so that's the work in meditation. It's
Mm.
called analytical meditation,
Yeah.
analyzing. So you look at something like anger, and you
Mm.
think like, well, why am I angry at this? You
Mm.
know, uh, well, the guy spilled beer on me.
Mm.
I wanted that biscuit,
Mm.
whatever it may be. Well, but why is that biscuit so important? We have
Yeah.
to ask ourselves questions like this,
Yeah.
like this. Why am I getting so upset? You
Mhm.
know, I want the biscuit.
Yeah.
Is there another way I can get the biscuit? And so
Mhm.
you look at that, look at the different ways that, I want the biscuit. Maybe I can just ask my brother, you know, uh, could I have the biscuit
Right. We
instead
can
instead of
split
us
it with
getting
you.
angry?
So yeah.
Yeah, he may say no, but at least you ask. Maybe you can say like, uh, "Can we share the biscuit?"
Right.
And
Looking
stuff
for
like that.
alternatives.
Yeah, there's
And
other ways to get what we want without
Mhm.
anger, but we
Yeah.
always go to anger, and anger is when the ego doesn't get what it wants.
And anger is easy go to. And
It's an
sometimes
easy go
anger
to.
shows up when it's not even anger.
That's right.
It's hunger or it's fear, or it might be anger.
Yes,
But I think that sometimes, anger is the tip of the iceberg, but
that's right.
underneath there's a bunch of other emotions that we have not acknowledged.
That's right.
And then I
Yeah,
think also it's important for us to understand what is the root of this anger or this
the
fear,
root. That's
because
it.
lots of times I think it's rooted in past experiences of
Yes.
loss, hurt, harm, danger that we have not yet come into contact with or made peace with.
Oh, brother, that's so important, getting to the root, right?
Yeah,
Because if you got a weed, you can cut it down on the
yeah,
surface, but it's
yeah.
just going to grow back.
Yeah, you got
If
to
you
dig it.
want to really get rid of that weed, you got to go to the root.
Yeah,
And that's what this work
that's
is all
faith.
about.
Yeah.
Travis did some work. I don't know if you'd want to share, Travis, but and you don't, of course, you don't have to. But he did some work on himself. You did this course, right? And where you actually did like took a look at your past,
Mhm.
your experiences, and you came up to uh, the reason as to why the causes of your behavior.
It's
Do you
interesting
remember
Yes.
that?
you brought that up.
Yes.
Ask Travis to speak on, how meditation and that work has helped him.
Hmm.
Yes. Actually, it gave me the sense into that's when I first realized how angry I was, and I really didn't know what for, So by me when I said that I I went into a rehab because I started dealing with drugs again. And that's why I said my last time. But that was over probably about 5 years ago. But in that process, I was able to go through, they call it a 12 step. And
Mm-hmm.
what happened with this 12 steps is like, I know it takes you through your emotions, it takes you through your mind, and it opened up a lot of things to me that I never realized, things that I had buried within myself, within my mind, within my heart, towards my family, towards friends. That happened to me when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized that, why I was so angry. And
Mm-hmm.
I was able to work on them things.
Yeah.
And by working on them, I was able to release
Yeah.
them. Now me
For yourself.
being religious, like I in the Bible it talks about these same things, but it really don't go in depth.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the things that the 12 step helped me to
Yeah.
work exactly on my emotions.
Mm.
And now I realize, like you was talking about before, like before a situation get too bad, I back away from it because I'm in the barbershop. So
Yeah, man.
barbershop talk.
Yeah.
So I'm well aware of everything that goes on, especially when I'm in the conversation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I pick and choose what I want to talk about. So just by experiencing in that and understanding my emotions, understanding my mindset, you know, uh, I'm able to pick and choose like what I want to talk about, certain stuff, that goes on in the barbershop. So with the barbershop, it's a practice to me.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
I
It's a
like that.
practice.
Because you got
It's a
different characters
practice
coming through all the time.
all the time. And the barbers too. You know what I'm saying? So then all the barbers near probably think different as far as religious aspects and so I'm able to yeah, practice all the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's
That's our
Yeah.
powerful.
classroom. Yeah,
Yeah.
environment is our classroom, right? This is what
It
I
is. It
the
is.
whole world and all of our experiences, I like to say, is just part of the curriculum.
is part of the curriculum. Absolutely.
It's all
I,
part of the curriculum.
yeah, I have a degree in psychology, but I never went on to get my PhD. I wanted to, but then I got caught up in some other stuff, and it
Yeah.
just never happened.
Yeah.
So I say that's okay though, because I'm teaching Buddhist psychology.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm really happy about that.
And that's dope.
Um, yeah, and but I say that's okay. Right now, I'm trying to get a PhD in being a compassionate human being.
Yes, sir.
That, that's the one that I want now.
And
That's the
that's so much more
PhD.
important, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
so and that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to be aware of where this is coming from.
Mhm.
And sometimes we do have to go all the way back. I think we need to go all the way back and really look and see uh, uh, where did this start? Where did this originate?
Check your
People are holding
foundation.
on to stuff that others have forgotten,
Yeah.
but they're still holding on to it.
And as
You know,
Travis illustrated, sometimes we're holding on to it and we don't even know we're holding on to
Yeah.
it.
we don't even know we're
Yeah.
doing it. Absolutely, we have
And
this
it's
anger. Where is
impact.
it coming from? Yeah,
Yeah, man. That's
yeah,
heavy, man.
yeah.
But hey, man, I'm enjoying our conversation, but I know we have limited time, so I want to start bringing us towards the end of our time together.
Mhm.
Um, but I definitely want to find time for us, maybe the three of us, or maybe some one-on-ones. We could get together, just do coffee, man, because we're all very close to each other.
I'd like to do
Definitely.
that. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
So
most
I'm going to
definitely.
reach out after we do this. I'll reach out in a day or so But
Yeah.
one of
Okay.
the things I wanted to ask also, though, man, is from both of you. If there was some wisdom that you could drop on a younger brother or sister, or for that matter, a younger you,
Mm.
what would that wisdom or insight be
Mhm.
if you were able to drop some of that on a younger you?
Yeah. Travis, you go first, all right?
Okay. Well, it's crazy because I read that book too, and that's a great book, uh, by Hill Harper. Uh,
Which book is
I
that,
would tell,
Travis?
the letter to when he's the letter to a younger him.
Yeah,
Hill
that's
Harper.
right.
He wrote. Yeah, he
I
was
got
one
it
of the
over here in
first
my
that.
bookshelf, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's a great book.
Hmm.
But man, I would uh tell a younger person I would value education, man, because education is like a passport. It helps you, to understand a lot of things, and to be humble, to listen, you know, and just be resilient and to understand that things is not going to always go your way. But if you really believe in something and you want it,
Hmm.
to just go after it and let nothing stop
Yes,
you.
sir.
Just and because I think a lot of times we give up right at the brink
Mm.
when you are just about to achieve it. That's
So
when we give up, man. And I
yes.
think that's so true because you can go in so many people's stories that have made it. It was multiple times that they was about to give up, but
Yeah.
it just never gave up.
Mhm.
And like what you said earlier, and even if you don't, at least you know that you gave all you had, you
Yes, sir.
know.
Mhm.
Yes,
And
sir.
I can live with that. I
Yes,
can live with that.
yes,
I
And
sir.
like
I
that.
truly don't believe that destiny will hand you a raw will hand you a bad deal if you give all you got. I
Yeah.
truly don't believe that. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't.
Bob Marley sang in his song, Get Up, Stand Up.
Mm. Yeah,
Never give up the fight.
That's
We
right.
give up the fight.
that's it.
Then
That's
he
Yeah.
right.
hollers, Woy, yo, yo, yo.
Yeah. I love that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. For me, I, w- I would tell people to do what Travis has done, to do what you have done, Craig, to do what I have done in my life, and that is to believe in myself,
Mm.
believe in your potential,
Mm.
know that you are more than what others say you are,
Mm.
and more than what you've even thought about yourself.
Mm.
Find that potential,
Mm.
and then work to realize it.
Yeah.
This is the thing I think is most important. Stop believing the lies.
Mm-hmm.
Stop believing when people
Yeah.
tell you, or
Yeah.
you even tell yourself, which I think is the biggest lie of all, and that is that I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. It's not what I can do. Stop believing that.
Mm.
And then for me, and what I would tell people, blow people's minds, right? For me, people pretty much had me pegged. They
Mm.
pretty much thought, well, he's a troublemaker. He's
Mm-hmm.
not going to do anything good in life and stuff like that. There's certain people who had me pegged that way, and I believed that for the longest time. And as long as I believed it, that's what I was.
Yeah, man.
I was what they said I was.
Mm-hmm.
I broke that,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
started. And I'm just going to blow your mind.
Mm.
I'm a high school dropout. I'm an ex junkie. I went through all this kind of stuff. I came out of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went on and got my college degrees and got my university degree
Yeah.
and so forth, you
Yeah.
know, and no one ever expected me to do that.
That's right.
And now I'm
Blow their
teaching.
minds.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, just blow people's minds,
Yeah.
blow your own mind because you
Right.
you
Right.
know you'd be surprised at what
Correct.
you can accomplish if you
Man,
just
I look at my
try.
life sometimes and I'm blown away
Yeah,
from where
yeah.
I've come to where I'm at right now. And Lord knows where I'm going.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Listening to you
Wow.
again, just referring back to another reference, Public Enemies, Flavor Flav said, don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
You know, but it's
Absolutely.
the truth, man.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
gentlemen, if you could capture your journey in a catchphrase, what would that catchphrase be?
Mm.
From
Yeah, if
when
I can
you to now?
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying
If
from
I
where you've been to now, where would it? What would it say? What would it be?
from then to now, from just now, man, and I would say it's a success story.
Mm,
For me, man, not even, from my family to me being able to help my mother and stuff. And as a child, I'm gonna tell you this, man. As a child, I always dreamed of taking care of my family.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious and went through all that. And now, man, I never seen my mama so proud of me, man. I don't take care of my whole family,
Yeah,
but I do help my mother out a lot,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Just being able to do that, man. My mother, man, I'm gonna tell you, one, this quick. My mother, right? She's very religious, so when I was going through and stuff, she always, what? Hey, baby, you went to church? I said, Mom, no, I ain't go today.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And she'll call me. Hey, baby, you went to church? I said, no, I went to a meeting. I tell her,
Uh-huh.
little things I'm doing. Or if I go to a Buddha session, something like that. But shoot, after about 2 years and stuff like that, and she seen how things were really developing in my life, she just called me out the blue one day and said, hey, baby, you just keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to go to church.
That's right. That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying? But she started seeing the confidence in what I was doing and the people that I was being with, man, and just and it blows her mind. It blows her mind away today, man. And just to see her happy, man, I think about the hell I took her through,
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I love my mother, and
yeah,
now where she is so happy she could sleep at night,
yeah.
Mhm.
and
That's
that,
so similar.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
that to me, man, is a success story for me, man.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah. I wish my mom could see me now. She passed away uh, quite a few years ago, but she saw me on this road to change. So
Yeah.
that was good. I'd already given up the drugs and stuff like that, and she saw me on this road to change. So she would be very proud of me now if she was aware of what I'm doing and so forth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe she is. I don't know. Right? Yeah.
that's
Uh,
right.
yeah. But I think there's an I can't think of who said this, but at any rate, I heard it. It's from a motivational speaker, and he said that uh, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it.
That's right.
And I truly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
If you can conceive it, we create our reality, right?
Yes, sir.
We create our existence. I'm always telling these guys in prison, this place can be your prison as they have designed it to be,
Mm-hmm.
or it can be your temple.
That's right.
Yeah, you can, these clothes can be your prison clothes and define you as a prisoner, or they can be your robes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We determine
How
our
you?
reality,
Yeah.
you know, not someone else. We
That's right.
give up our we give up our sense of agency. We give up our power and allow people to control us. Just because they tell us that we have to eat now and we have to uh, go to the bathroom now, we have to go to sleep now, and all this doesn't mean right they really have control over us,
Mm-hmm.
right? We determine that.
That's right. They
Okay,
control the environment.
absolutely, it's the environment. Yeah.
No,
I truly believe so. That's my thing. If you can conceive it, man, you can achieve it.
yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
power, man. And that's simple wisdom. And again, going back to what Bob said, in one of his songs, he said that was, it's light like a feather, but it's heavy as lead.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's light like a feather. Simple.
Yeah.
What both of you just shared. Very simple stuff, but very significant. And
Yeah.
makes a hell of a difference in the lives of those of us who, going back to your word earlier, Andre,
Mhm.
practice it.
Practicing. Practice, practice, practice.
When we practice these simple principles, it can make us much more powerful in our
Absolutely.
lives. Again, power is not about, as one of you gentlemen said earlier, it's not, and success is not about the money. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's more about the transitions in our lives and the lives that
Yeah.
we touch. You know, when we
Absolutely.
help and encourage other people to become better beings, and we continue to become better beings, I think we are richer and much more powerful in this life.
Oh, that's so true,
Yeah.
Craig. That,
So
that,
many
that-
people are so poor that all they have is money.
yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that trip? Yeah, isn't that a trip? Yeah. They,
But we
they,
got
they, they, money has bought them freedom, but they are, trapped by that money,
yeah,
right? Like we create inventions, right? But now we're slaves to those inventions.
yes, sir.
It's like
Yes, sir.
we gotta have that cell phone. We
Yeah,
gotta have this. We gotta have that gadget. We can't live without it.
yeah, yeah.
And these things are supposed to make our life easier, but they make our lives even more complicated.
Much more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, this has been great.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you, gentlemen,
Yeah.
candid and just open. And I look forward to connecting with you again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get together, have some coffee, and talk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because yeah, I look forward to that. I look forward to getting to know more about you, Craig, and
Thank
and,
you, man. And
and your
likewise.
experiences. Absolutely. Yeah.
Likewise.
This is
Yeah.
good
So with
stuff.
that, I'm gonna call this a wrap on the clock
Okay.
Okay.
minutes. I'm gonna hit stop